throwing your narrative and trying to build and push your narrative to the little ones, that's where we have to draw the line. Yes, it's TDS is alive and well, and like I said, I don't have any problem with the gay community. If you want to have your parades, that's fine. Just keep your goods in your pants. Let's not get rude and crude out there as you morons do right now. That's where it crosses the line with me. Okay. And this is why we have, because I feel that first they go into this same sex ideology, then it moves into another transgender thing, and then it's a mind thing that goes on there. I mean, how did we get the way we get right now with so many PEDOs on the planet? Okay, it's mental illness, and I don't care how beautiful you are, how nice you are, and people just want to be left alone. I mean, I've known lesbians that were married, very nice people. I've known gay guys, not knowing them, but I know of them, very nice people, no problem. And you stay in your lane, no problem. I stay in my lane. But when you start pushing the narrative, why do you care how do they impact you? Well, they don't. Nobody impacts me. World War III against America. Yes, well, like I said, the first 10 layers of the cabal globalists have been ruptured deeply, and they have no more funding. That's why the money's being taken away from NATO, the UN, WEF. It's all been rounded up, and it's all being distributed back to the countries to be distributed to the righteous people of that particular country. Yes, you can repost the lives. Like I said, I apparently, the cabal out there, hackers are stealing their, our lives. They're editing it, and of course they're putting it out on YouTube under the name of Big Daddy, which is, my old handle when I was in the Philippines, that they took. They first wiped me out, and then they took my title off that, and I had to actually change the whole phone. I had to, it was terrible. Thank God I was in the Philippines, or else it would have never got done. I would have had to throw away that phone. Have you got your Trump phone yet? No, we're not going to get that yet. Everything's kind of, these are all the presents and everything that is more than well deserved to you. We can call it presents, we can call it whatever we want, but these are things that you deserve, that is going to come back to you, that was taken from you originally. I am doing good, thank you very much. Happy Independence. How you doing, Thomas? Happy 4th. Yes, we should celebrate our Independence Day right now, because now today actually we are independent. Okay, how you doing, Nazarene? May I come on live and for a second and praise God with you? No, I got to keep this because I don't know enough about it. It's going to interrupt the live. We can do this. Like I said, I just don't know enough of the technical end of it. And, you get on, you start, I don't know who you are, right? What do you expect Trump to say tonight? Lots of wonderful things. I think there's going to be lots of disclosure. I believe that's going to be in the financial, in the spiritual. I believe God is coming back, and we're going to celebrate our Lord Jesus Christ. I think there's going to be a lot of that happening, which is great, and we want God back in our lives, because without God, this planet dies. How you doing, Linda? how great are you feeling about America? I'm feeling very great. All of the Americas, 36 countries, are all being liberated right now. It's not just the U.S., okay? It's all the Americas, which is all being included. And this has been going on, I mean, ever since we've gotten together, when you started listening to what Trump was doing back in 2016, you know, by the 51st state, 52nd, 53rd, putting the stars on there. He's planting the seeds of what is actually already happened. How you doing, Sean? Japan is even celebrating. Of course, you know how many patriots are over in Japan? You know how many Japanese people love Trump? Finally, even the prime minister, she is very pro-Trump. And yes, they do have some financial difficulties, but like most, like Iraq, like Vietnam, we're all in this wave of cleaning up all the filth and corruption. Yeah. Grand Rising. God is with us, yes. He's within us, yeah. Well, we know who you are. That's okay. You have a mental illness, and we understand that. We understand that, it's just that, we don't want you to hurt yourself with all your hate, because that's what you're doing. Yes. Good to hear. I love Japan. Beautiful country and people. Yes, they are. I lived there 11 years, Shimbo. Yeah. I lived there 11 years, 1985 to 1996. Then, of course, I left because that was when they had the financial banking corruption. It all came to a top. It came to a head, and they shut down a lot of the banks because of insider corruption. The loans were corrupt with these building corporations. So Grand Rising, yes, fellow patriots, happy Independence Day from Florida Panhandle. Welcome. Yes, where we go one, we go all. This is our movement. We are making the Americas great again. Do you know when QFS is going to be available for us? Very soon. Very, very soon. Let's see what our commander says today. He's going to be on there for a long. He's got a big bag of wind to release, I guess. We'll see what happens. I don't think it's going to be any more disappointments. Yeah, free Canada it's there. We just haven't seen it yet. And the sleepers in Canada just haven't got the memo yet. Canada's not woken up yet. There's a lot of people that have waken up inside Canada. We have a lot of patriots up here. But, the majority is still, And I just want to remind everybody on something here. All this invasion with, the Indians coming into Canada and stuff like this, it's all, listen, we could take the whole population of India and put it in Canada, and we'd still have, millions of square miles of real estate. All I want them to do is stop throwing their garbage, put the garbage in the garbage can. That's all I want. Otherwise, but they're all going to have to end up, they're going to go back home because that's where their wealth is going to be stored. That's where their wealth is going to be, given out to them. Hot Tracy, I don't know who that is. Grand Rising from Central Mississippi. How are you doing? Happy birthday, America. The Americas. Long live the republics. We are all the republics. That's from the southern tip of Argentina to the very northern tip of Greenland. What a huge body of land. The biggest kingdom on the planet. I wonder how long that would take to jump on a bike or a car or a four-wheel drive and drive that whole road. Wouldn't that be something? Thank you. How you doing, Bonnie? You're awake. I know you are. There's a lot of patriots that are awake. And, we're here to celebrate all of it. We're here to celebrate our freedom, right? And, we have freedom for everybody except, like it says, the lunatic left they are still in prison in their own minds. They are in prison in their own minds. They feel very comfortable there because that's their safe space. They do not know. They need to be ordered. That's why they're so, when you get them in the rallies and stuff like that, they're so organized and stuff like that, because they're all NPCs. They're doing exactly what they're told. A freedom with, a patriot that has freedom has independence. And we think logically and we think independently. Right? How you doing, Rose? Do you know what time the speech is going to start? No, I have no idea. We're just going to, like it says, I have no TV, I have no cable, all I got is some Wi-Fi. I don't even have a Canadian number. I don't even want that. I am kind of divorced from the Matrix. As you may know, I don't know if you know or not, but, how you doing, Kim? Hey, Lisa. I believe it'll be, the 4th of July, there's going to be lots of fireworks. I mean, the fireworks are going to start at night, of course, right? And I think he's going to be flying, if he's not there already, at Mount Rushmore. I think that's where the speech is going to be held. This is what I'm understanding. I think there, all the patriots and, people will be there. It's going to be a huge celebration. I believe, the Commander-in-Chief, along with, many other patriots, will be saying what they have to say. So, yeah, I mean, maybe Robert F. Kennedy is going to be announcing, everything that he's doing, and the thing going on with, that Gitmo tribunals are going after Big Pharma. The food industry is going to be stomped out. Because of what they've been doing. How you doing, CJ? Yes, you can join as a guest. You can jump in, jump out. Doesn't matter. This is a freedom channel. How you doing, Levand? Good to see you. Netherlands, welcome. You're in the house. And we Canadians are one of the Americans. Yes, we are. You can call it 51st. I don't care what you want to call it. You can call it Canadian State of America. But, we've had this thrown in our face as long as I've been on this planet. We've had, United States of America. Okay? You can call it the, United Canada of America. United Canada of America, if you want. We're part of the Americas. And so is Greenland. It's a very, very strategic point up through the Northwest Passage. That's why, we had no, the Canadians, as lovely people they are, they had no, means of and finances to protect the Northwest Passage the way they should have had it. I mean, everything that we did, the cabal had controlled, going back to the, the beautiful jet that was built, back in the 50s. They dismantled it because it was too powerful. And, we have great inventors up here. We have great scientists up here. But it's all been taken control by the, NACIs. Which are, they're dancing in the same, they're all in line with the CCP. They want control. That was what their whole objective was. They wanted control, right? So they're not getting it. They're not getting control. Anyways, lots to talk about. 4th of July. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where the humanity starts receiving and starts revving up their engines. Okay, we're going to drop the clutches, and we're going to drop the clutches on humanity. Okay, and we're going to be burning rubber from here on in. MK Ultra is now gone. Well, you know what? Our biggest war is first identifying the enemy, first identifying what they always tried to do behind, under the veil, or behind the veil. Yes. Yeah. Morning to you. Yes. How you doing? Yeah. How are things going? 111. How you doing, Paul? And Jane? Yeah. MB, how are you? Johnny? Yeah. How you doing, Dalen? And Rocco? Olivia, good to see you. Yeah. Military's the only way, you betcha. Hey, Marky. Leanne, good to see you. Yeah, if you keep everything, if you type everything in your name in capital letters and everything, I can read it really clearly. Otherwise, I'm struggling. Yeah. Yeah. How you doing, Sammy? Valerie, yeah. Yeah. How you doing, Tina? Yeah. So, we have a big celebration that's going to be happening. I mean, this is happening now. I believe that you're going to start seeing the release of technologies. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Very good. We have to praise and say prayers for all our Marines and all our very, very brave military people. They have worked extremely hard. Yeah. So today, like I says, I think the MedBed release is going to happen. I believe there's going to be you're going to get your health back. You're going to get your money back. You're going to get your consciousness back. Your telomeres, your DNA, your different layers of DNA is all going to come back to you. It's all going to come back to us. And this is what the Galactics are so excited about, to watch how our world is going to be transformed. Yeah. How you doing, Cheryl? How you doing, Lena? Yep. Thank you very much. Yeah. Actually, a buddy of mine found this hat in the dump, or it was going to go to the dump or something like that. And he grabbed it and we traded it. He knew I wanted it. So, and I want to salute him for thinking about me. May the 4th be with you. Good one. I like that. How you doing, UK? Sending love from the UK. Yes, England's going through some growing pains, but I think that's all about to stop. It's yeah, we're having to go through the pain because the global alliance is allowing this to happen to, number one, expose, plus, but they are watching close. So what I might say before I get into anything else, I just want everybody, especially in Europe, and I want all the patriots out there, especially maybe the retired guys, hello from Ontario, how you doing? The retired guys that are, fairly decent shape. I'm, like it says, I'm well over 60, but, guys that are 50, 60, whatever, and have time on their hands, go to the schools, go to the elementary schools, go to the grade schools, okay? Especially in Europe and UK, France, and whatever. Okay, I really beg you out to go there and protect the young girls, because we have grooming gangs, mainly Pakistani and other Northern African gangs that are basically rape gangs, and they need protection. And you don't have to have a pew-pew to to defend them. You just have to have a nice, Louisville, short Louisville up the sleeve, or anything that will be there, or some bear spray, or whatever. You can use hornet spray, whatever you can get out of the store. Something that can, inject some very nasty, stinky stuff. Excited for Trump's speech. Yes, I am. Yeah, I am too. Yeah, it's going to be financial freedom soon. I think we're in it now. I think the celebration is going to go on from today on through till at least next year. It's going to be 365 days of fun. Yeah. So what I'm saying is that it's extremely important. Like, once we recognize the real enemies, we have to have patriots out there to stomp it out. I believe that with the new Freedom Act, there's going to be no more what do you call it? Corrupt elections, so to speak. Yeah. How you doing, Molly and Cheryl? Half Blood. Yeah. How you doing, Pat? Yeah. Yeah, all of it's going to come down. I mean, all of it's in. You're going to be able to do your voting right through your phone, because your phone will have the frequency tied to your frequency. Okay, so nobody else will be able to get into it. They can. I mean, you can give it to somebody, the phone, and it'll just shut down. Yeah. Greetings from Holland. How are you? Hey, Glennis. Yeah. Northern something. I forgot. I couldn't see it. Hey, Kiwi. Sandy and Rose, how are you? Rose War, yeah. Road, how you doing? How you doing, Cheryl? Yeah. Hey, Glennis. Yeah. Notification. How you doing? I sure pray. What? I sure pray. Yeah. Well, your health is going to come back. I get what you're saying. We're in it to win it, right? Yeah. That's what's happening. We've already won, 90% of this thing. All we have is a bunch of lefty lunatics running around with their heads chopped off. No brain cells. Absolutely, completely controlled. And you could tell. I mean, when you ask them a question, their eyes are like this. They don't know, because you're asking them a question, and that way their handler, as soon as they know that we're trying to interact with them, their handlers will come in there and separate the interview. How you doing, Ronnie from Holland? Happy 4th to you too. Hey, Linda. How you doing, Nancy? TJ? Yeah. How you doing, Reed? Yes. My ascension symptoms are doing okay. I feel extremely good. I'm telling you that clove water for me and the cinnamon is a miracle water. I really think there's lots to be said about that. But like I says, time will tell. But I'm feeling like, I'm feeling better today than I was at 50. I see FB ads for med beds. Yeah, but that's all. Okay, the ads for the med beds are out there. If they charge you money, just don't get involved, because it's all part of that's all the scamming that's going on. Yes, happy 4th from Indonesia. And you know what? God bless everybody over in Indonesia right now. I know that the rupiah will revalue. I know that, a lot's going on in Indonesia right now. And our prayers are with you. I know you're dealing with earthquakes and volcanoes, as what the Philippines are doing. But God bless you all. And we're all praying that we're going to get through this. Yeah. Grief for the loss of the old system has passed. You know what? The thing is, it's like kind of, I don't know. There's not really words to describe how I feel about, the good things that are coming, and all your cats and all your dogs and all your pets and your horses, anything that's suffering out there it's all going to stop. you're going to be able to get your loved ones and your love animals and into a healing chamber, and nobody's going to suffer on this planet anymore. And we still have open arms for the lunatic left, unless they have done some very evil things with the little ones. Then you're not going to get any reprieve. There will be no quarter for you. Okay? And this is why I tip my hats and I salute the operations going down and the mindset of the great state and the people inside Idaho. The great state of Idaho, it's a wonderful place. Yeah, that's one of the alarms going off there. Somebody's tripped the alarm up in the industrial area. And this is what goes on, right? Sorry about that, folks. It will go off and it will stay on for a bit, but just hang in there. Deep dives, yeah. All the cats and dogs are going to be into a med bed as well. Love from Sweden. How are you? Yeah. Thank you for those recipe. Yes, well, there's lots of recipes. The cloves and cinnamon really, really work for me. Yeah, and it's just cleans out the parasites through your blood, through everything. And like it says, when I wash with just white vinegar and an ounce of hydrogen peroxide, and I throw a spoonful of baking soda in there, and then wash down. I feel extremely clean. Yeah, and because it's like summertime right now, and everybody's hot and sweaty and stuff like that, it will actually slow everything down. Like of course you're going to get sweaty again, but it feels cleaner. I have noticed a difference if you go and take a shower on city water. I feel the chlorine on my body. When you don't see it and don't understand it, you don't feel it, right? But once you've left it, it's kind of like cutting off your cable TV. I can't watch cable TV now, because as soon as I look at it, I can see it's all MK Ultra, all of it. Okay? Thank you. Yes, you have no grief for the old system. That's what you were trying to say. Appreciate it. Yes. Yeah, I mean, the old system was there it was all designed to destroy you, to keep everybody sick and, short lives. Yeah. What about our pets? Our pets are going to be just fine. Yeah, they will be able to go into crystalline chambers, and there's going to be age regression. We're all going to be looking like we're 30 years old again. And I'll tell you why. It's because if you have God's consciousness in you and you want to help other people, and you are doing service to God, service for God, for your fellow man and woman, then you are going to be on priority to be pushed forward, to have the energy and the health to do the things that you want to do. Yes, they've always maintained that. So yes, you're going to be rewarded for the kind things that you do. It's not going to be like what the gators, what the reptiles tried to do was reward you for the more evil you did, the more reward you got. And Christ consciousness of this righteous people of this planet are now going to be rewarded for the kindness that you have and you possess. That's why the negatives are not going to be rewarded. They've already been picked out. They already know who they are. And it doesn't matter what they say, what they do. That's why I know deep in my heart that all I have for them now is, prayers. It's all I have for them. Because I know what God is doing right now, and He's purging. And there's going to be things that are happen that it's going to be, related to the Bible, and all that has to be rewritten as well as too. It all has to be rewritten. That's why they went in there and did the things and recovered everything out of the Vatican when they did, and it's all being looked after and rewritten based on the old scriptures. Okay, there's not gonna be no manipulation by man. Okay, we know at one time, Jesus Christ walked this planet, and that's just the way it is. But it has been manipulated and influenced by many different minds over the last 2,000 years. Serenita, how are you? Yes, capital letters really help. How you doing, Randy? Happy 4th. Yep. Independence Day it started last night. I mean, I've been enjoying Independence Day for some 10 years now. Because of what's going on, I see where this was going, and I'm basically here as a messenger to, help everybody get through the very, different things that are going to be happening on this planet. Yeah. Are we going to meet General Patton? Maybe so. I know we had some film out there on Dr. Trump. Trying to help all the lefties on there with their Trump derangement syndrome, which was very comical. Yep. Yes, Chambers will regrow animal legs and limbs. There will be no more paralyzed people, no more autism. There will be no more people who get their eyes back. I mean, I got friends with eyes that are, that were blown out and stuff like that. Just through accidents and I mean, I know vets that that are there that are living a pretty comfortable life that stayed in the Philippines. They did very well. The vets that came back to America and stuff like that, they have a lot of struggles going on because of the constant warfare against them and for what they did back in the day. Praise God. My son's healing will manifest. Yes. Yes, this is extremely exciting. I got my, the hairs on the back of my neck. I got goosebumps, right? Just thinking about what's coming. That's where I'm at. This is, the stock market will crash. Yes. It's all going to crash. It's all the dollar, the pound, the euro is all going to, Yeah, well, you work with that, Bernie. That's fine. All I can say is that we just try, we will pray for you. That's a sign, yeah. See, the thing is, with people out there, right, they listen to too much cable, and they are programmed. Maybe some are paid. But the PEDOs, and some are on here fighting for their lives, saying the things that they're saying, right? Because they know they're guilty of what they have done. They know there is going to be no reprieve. They have actually volunteers inside Idaho right now asking for volunteers to go into the firing squads. To volunteer for firing squads. Yeah. So it'll be the militia of the people of the great state of Idaho. And I commend them. I salute them for what they're doing. They're finally, I have a lot of contempt for what has happened because I am a victim. I am a victim of, Yes, I know Holland is a big PEDO land. Yes, and it's all over the world. I mean, my incidences go back when I was 6 and 7 years old, but when you've been traumatized like that as a child, you don't know about it at the time, but you can see as you grow up with this throughout your life, you're always been going to be, not traumatized. Like I wasn't traumatized. It was here. It was something that was burned and branded in my brain, right? So yes, I mean, of course I'm going to volunteer. Australia is full of them. Yes, I know. And they're fighting for their lives right now because they know they will not exist. There is the open season on them and it's going to be a very, very bad ending for them. How you doing, Sean? Hey, Christy. And Ellie, how are you? And Billie Jean. I hope I'm getting everybody's name in there because it's a very, very busy, very busy literature right now. How you doing, Linda? And Joanne? Yeah, good to see you all. Although we have taken the globalists' accounts and their ability to finance all their trafficking, and you know what I'm talking about, trafficking, that you can traffic anything, right? It's all coming down. This is coming down worldwide. It was just absolutely infested. There are, we've taken their power away. We've incarcerated them, all first 20 levels. We've incarcerated it. Now we're working on the street thugs and they're being cleaned up. And, we have to realize that the ICE that is out there, which we call NICE, is just trying to do their job. They're not going after, Americans or Canadians that have, or even people that have a landed immigrant visa card. They're not going after that. They're looking, you are a criminal if you come in illegally or overstay your visa, like I would overstay if I was in the Philippines, okay? The IRS took $7,000 from friend's account. Yeah, well, that's all going to come back. And they shouldn't have done that. Your friend should not have had the money in the account to begin with, okay? I don't know why it's like me going out there and collecting all my eggs and put them in a beautiful little basket and then leave it out front of the door of the fox den. I mean, think, people, please. Stop, that's exactly what you're doing. You own a house, you own land, you own a ranch. Now you're situated there, you're plunked down, and taking it from a guy. I've owned 65 or 66 properties inside of Canada. I don't own one now because in 2012 I seen what was coming. Okay, if you are situated and you are having, owning a piece of property with the cabal ruling over you of all the land, you are a target. You are a target not just for the CRA, IRS, but you're also a target for the mortgage brokers and banksters that want your land, okay? That's why there's 64 million properties, homes, commercial, industrial, whatever, inside the United States right now that the banks own, but they can't even own that, and they're not paying taxes on it because the tax departments and the banks are in together with it, right? Yeah. Got some good literature here. How you doing, Matt? Sky, yeah, how you doing, Sky? Is it Carmichael? Yeah. IRS is still very much intact. No, they're not. No, they're basically, there's a lot of rogue IRS happening out there, and I would just ignore them. And if I owned a piece of property right now, I'd have it up for sale and sell it for whatever I could sell it for. That's what I'd be doing. Because if you don't have it, they can't take it. And you can certainly hide money. You can hide your ammo. You can hide everything. Anything you want, you can hide it. They're not going to come after you if you hide it, right? If they can't see it, they won't take it. Why is people still talking about the IRS? Yeah, just don't answer them. Thank you very much, Olivia. Just don't, why are you in, let me change your number. Like, why do you have a landline? Like, a landline is a communication to the bad guys. I don't have a landline. I don't even have a phone number on my cell phone. And it's really nice because it's very peaceful, right? If I want to talk to somebody, I can talk to people here, to all you patriots, right? Or if I need to talk to somebody, I'll just go on Messenger or we have a good community. I know Facebook's not perfect, but you know what? It's got Messenger and people can call anytime. There's lots of other, good apps out there that are coming, that, Signal's out there, Telegram. You can communicate with anybody. Just say, if you want to get a hold of somebody, you say, okay, well, are you on Telegram? Are you on Signal? Are you on Messenger? And that's how you can communicate. Yeah, I get LTRS from them monthly. Okay, so that's a letter. Okay, keep the letters if you want. I don't know why, but how you doing, Sky Carmichael? I guess it is, yeah. Yeah, we're not here to sell things. We're not here to collect money. We're not here to ask for money. We are here as a free people to interact and exchange our intel, okay? And we're here to give support to our brothers and sisters out there. Yep. The farmers in Holland are under big problems with the government. And, I don't even know why they should, but why are you capitulating with them? I'm going to say something right now. Any gun law in the world is illegal. It's only because of the weak backbone of the people themselves and scared of their overling authorities that scare them into giving up their guns and their ammo. Okay? It doesn't make sense. We all have to, especially in the Americas right now, we all have to listen to patriots that have, common sense and logic, like Uncle Teddy. What does he say? I have been following Ted Nugent for many, many years. And he's a great patriot. He they're trying to take away your God-given rights to hold and own and bear arms, whether it be open carry or concealed. It does not matter. You have the right to protect you, yourself, and your family. End of story. We wouldn't be in this mess right now if we were exercising our God-given rights. If we were exercising our God-given rights, we would not be in this mess the way we are right now. And I wouldn't be sitting here day after day saying the things that I'm saying. We would be enjoying life. Why did I move to the Philippines? I'm going to tell you why. I fell in love with the place. When I was 30 years old, I scoured it and I watched and how everything. It was not just the beautiful people. It was not just the beautiful food. It was not just the tropical climate. It was their constitution. I seen with my own eyes Catholic people with the faith of the Catholic people. Yes, at that time. But they also, owned and were able to bear arm. There were guns everywhere. They have 130 million people on 7,400 islands. Most of those islands are uninhabited, but Luzon and Mindoro and Cebu and Leyte, and there's many cities throughout the islands of the Philippines that hold most of the population. There's no real crime, and if there is hold up crime, they are hunted down by my brother, which is the godfather of my son, and he takes care of all. He's one of many SWAT and detective SWAT operators that clean out these these corrupt pockets. I see exactly what's going on down there, and their system works. Their system works based on 130 million people, and along with not just the Christian Catholic people, but along with the Muslims that are down south. Yes, there's some radicals down there. Yes, but if you're not protected, you're a victim. It's the same thing as in what's in Canada and in the United States. They're attacking people that are attackable. They're not going to attack people that aren't attackable, as we are witnessing, right? So just remember, it is your God-given right to own and bear arms, okay? Whether you want to use them or not, take it somewhere and use it, and just to get used to it. You don't have to have a big pew-pew. You can have a little 9mm. Get your wife to learn. That's what I do. I take, and my brother, of the godfather, my son, will go out, and he's got a huge assortment, and we go out there, and and I will take my woman out there, and she'll play with the smaller ones. Okay, that's important because we're exercising our rights. Okay, I didn't want to get too far into that. I haven't paid taxes in years, and you don't have to. It's illegal. It's totally illegal. How you doing, Olive? Is something going to happen today? Well, I don't know about it. I think there's announcements going to happen. I think there's the announcements that are out there, right, are certainly going to set the stage. I think our commander's going to set the stage, give these announcements to set the stage for humanity or for the Americas, because once we get this all cleaned up, we're going to go and liberate the rest of the world. Okay, and I think the commander can do that from his war room inside the United States, wherever that may be, because all he has to do is make a phone call. He says, or send the generals, right, to go in there to liberate that. So it'll be, I think that's in the process right now. So you're watching, say, in England or whatever, that's all being dismantled. Their whole financial district is coming down. Their oil fields and BP that had controlling factor in Iran, that's all coming down. They're not touching the beautiful people of Iran. They're taking out the mullahs and the ayatollahs. Okay, all those ayatollahs are coming down. And if that second or third tier puts up any fuss, they're taken out and go to the next level. That's what Trump did. He kept on going down until they got somebody that would start listening and making sense. That's what's happening. I trust the people that do not have handlers. When you see things, and I've mentioned it a couple of times, when you see Candace Owens talking the way she does, Tucker Carlson, the way he talks, or Alex Jones, I mean, he's wishy-washy, or even Joe Rogan. They give them so much lateral movement, but they all got handlers, and the handlers are the ones that are the real criminals, because they're pushing these moderators or media social media anchors to say the things to push the consciousness, to persuade or influence the mind, the consciousness. If you know what I'm talking about, right? They're doing that to push their narrative in a way, and that's what the NAZI has been doing since 1947 with their MK Ultra program through through the Mockingbird project. Okay, they got control of the media. EBS comes, Independence Day, all that media is going down. They're all going down. There's going to be no more media, no more influencers, maybe no more cable. Right? And that's what's really exciting. So, now, we are on a worldwide roundup right now, okay, of the people that have been MK Ultra, okay? All the layers from the top down, that had any controlling financing in the central bank systems is all being seized and controlled, okay? And you're going to see the sleepers, NPCs that have been mind controlled, okay? And God knows what they're doing, what they're thinking, whatever. I know whatever they are told, they are doing exactly what they're told to do. Okay, that's what is going to be taken care of, and they're going to be, and that's even the flag burners and all this other stuff. And ICE is going to be on the march with support from the military to clean it all up. And that's why the military is poised and positioned, ready to go into these cities, and that's why the lockdown is needed to round up these street thugs. I call them street thugs and grooming gangs, the little 7-Eleven gangbangers, right? That's what's going to be cleaned up next. Yes, there's a lot of people out there that still think they need to pay tax, which is totally illegal. I am here to try to, my motivation here to stop the illegal practice of taxes and mortgages and everything is the faster that we can wake up the planet, the faster we can, break out of the shackles and, become free sovereigns as what we should be. How you doing, Linda? Yeah. How you doing, Thea? Linda, how are you? Yep. Sorry about that. Hi, Glennis. Hope Trump will sort out Australia. Yes. Well, the military's already there in Australia, New Zealand. Albanese or Albanese, I think it is, and Luxon for New Zealand are both controlled by the military. How you doing, legend? Welcome, Sydney. Hey, Shannon. What about credit cards? Well, they're gone. I mean, do whatever you want with them. I don't want to let you know what I would do with them, but they have that's predatory lending. Okay, they're parasites that are giving you a little plastic card, and for you to use that card, they are collecting. They're collecting their interest, which is totally illegal. Is the military in Canada? Yes, they're very much in Canada. Yeah, they're all over the place. I'm 1 hour away from the Idaho-Montana border. I'm kind of like right in the, if I go south here and make a right turn, I can go into Idaho, which is Kings Gate, or I can make a left turn and go down through into Eureka, Montana. So it's, yeah, and the choppers flying in and out of here, because we have an airport here, they're all Blackhawks and some Hueys, and you'll see the older ones or whatever, they're Canadian. Yeah, but they're flying in and out all the time, and they have free range, as what we can see. You know, and they're all over British Columbia from what I can see. I'm seeing it with my own eyes. How you doing, France? Will we free? Yes, France is going to be liberated. Yeah, you're dealing with a migrant problem that has been orchestrated by Macron and the globalists. Yeah, not that far from me. Yes. Yeah, so yeah, you're in Idaho, you're along the border there? Yeah. I'm like an hour from Kingsgate, if that. Yeah. And like, I mean, when I had chance or whatever, I mean, I don't have time now, but if I got a chance or whatever, I'll head down to Bonners Ferry or Coeur d'Alene. I love Coeur d'Alene. It's beautiful city there. Yeah. And I love the people. I mean, you know, they're my kind of people. When will the stop spraying the skies? Well, I think they're already stopped. Yeah. I mean, if there's anything going on, from what I understand, these planes, they have, you know, military in there now. As soon as these planes land at a military base, they have, the planes, equipment's being seized, and the pilots, whoever's in there, is being arrested. Mm-hmm. Taxes are legal, but completely unlawful. No, they're not legal. And I'll debate you any day of the week. They're not legal. There's nothing in any constitution that say taxes are legal. Okay, so I don't know where you got that mindset. We need to return to common law. Okay, everything that I've been telling you. Okay, banks lending you money is illegal. Okay, predatory lending is illegal. Living off other people suffering is illegal. Okay, and they're gonna pay dearly for that. You know, owning a gun is a God-given right, and there should be no law out there saying they're having a gun law, and anybody that comes to your door is acting illegally. Okay, just the way it is. This is God's law. I recognize God's law. I do not recognize man's law. Okay, I know that Nasser Jassera will come out, but when will it come out? I wish the ABS, it's going to happen this year. I mean, we're getting the announcement today. I believe our commander is going to make some announcements today, but please, patriots, everybody, recognize the fact is there is so much going on behind the scenes that you're not being able to see. There's a lot of people out there that don't see things because it's not in their face. They just don't see it. So if they don't see it, they don't believe it. You know, it's part of the MK Ultra program. I haven't paid any of my credit cards since October 25th of last year, maybe, I guess, or October of 2025. And no IRS taxes for 2020. Good for you. You're a true patriot. You're fighting the system. You know, you are basically walking away from the matrix. You're throwing away your straw man, right? All your identity is in the toilet, and that's fine. That's where it should be. Well, all your identity, your medical, your driver's license, your social insurance number, social security number, your birth certificate, all of it is absolute garbage, and it should all go into the potty. Okay? And we have to identify ourselves and just go out and get a card. You know, get your face on it, take your hat and glasses off, whatever, take your picture, and put it on a card with one name, whatever name you want. Put your email on there, what country you're from. If you want to put what year you were born, they can put that too. But you know, you don't have to put anything else. That's it. You know, that's your given name. That's the name that you give yourself. Okay? It's not, you have a name right now through your straw man that somebody else gave to you. Your mom and dad, or, your adopted mom and dad, or whoever it was that brought you into this beautiful world, right? I'm being sued by Capital One. Good luck with that. That's a joke. You're not being sued. What are they going to sue you for? Right? You take them. You start suing them. Take them to court. Right? I just wish they would attack me. I wish the banks would attack me. I wish I owed, all this money out there, and I basically will walk you through it. Right? How you doing, Cindy? The CRA tried to go after my RRSPs, but the bank sent them a letter saying no can do. Well, that's good, but why do you have RRSPs in the bank? Why haven't you cashed them out and bought silver? You think, you're buying a paper contract. That's what you're doing. The same thing. You think paper contracts are going to survive this thing? Why do you have RRSPs? Why do you have IRAs? Why do you have 401ks? That's all paper contract. Paper contracts are going to die. It's just that simple. I don't know any other way to explain it. When I was born in 1977 in South Africa, they stopped giving birth certificate. Good. That's a bonus. But you will identify it, then go out there. If you don't have a birth certificate, you're way ahead of the game. Because all you have to do is go out there and get a picture of yourself, no hat, take your hat and glasses off, and take a nice picture, like passport type photo, and put a name that you want to, I myself use Alexander, right? That's all it is. There's no first name, last name. It's just Alexander, right? And I put my email on it that I can be contacted through. I don't even put a phone number on it. Why? They want to contact me, they can contact me through my email. It's really that simple. Why give them a tool that they can phone you and harass you with the ringing of the phone? Why do you want the phone ringing all day? That's irritating, right? You want to contact somebody, or somebody gets a hold of you, your phone will get a buzz on, for your email. Does that make sense? Grand Rising, yes. How you doing? I did take it out 5 years ago. Good. Why are we giving all the eggs to the foxes? That's what I'm just saying. Why don't we just keep our eggs? Keep our eggs on the nice shelves, protected in a nice room. That's what you want to do. It's the same thing with our silver. Our dollars is worthless. So why are you owning dollars? I'm not talking Australian dollars. Turn it into silver. Turn it into God's money. That's what I did. I turned everything into God's money. And, I know I repeat myself, but there's a lot of people that are coming on new to here that are, just fresh, seeing my old smiley face, right? They're first timers. And I can travel anywhere I want in the world, okay, with silver, anywhere. And every time I go through immigrations, they look at this, they say, what is this? And they start looking at it. Then, of course, their manager or they all kind of swoop in and take a look at it. And I said, well, it's my currency. And they said, currency? I said, well, yeah, it's silver. Doesn't it say, $5 on it? Doesn't it say $1 on it? That's my currency. They said, oh, okay, that's fine. And because they're not tuned into it. They have never, they have been programmed to look at dollars and currency and paperwork. It's all phony bullshit, right? Yes, I take some paper with me, but it's not necessary, I do it just to go through the airports and but I can take that silver and go to any jewelry shop or any money metals exchange place in the world, and their eyes will pop when they see it. They say, yeah, sure, we're going to deal with it. And I can get whatever currency I want. I can't take Canadian money into the Philippines and expect me to just drop it down on the table. No, I have to go to a currency exchange place to change my money, even if they might not accept it. But everybody will always accept silver or gold or, platinum or palladium. They just have to look on their metals exchange and it's done. Even copper is going to be used as a currency very, very soon. That's why I'm saying stock up on $6 a pound copper right now. Start storing it and stocking it, because there will be a day that it comes and starts being recognized as a currency. Okay. It was from, yeah, okay. How you doing? Yep, good to see you. Yeah, they gave, okay, you were born in 1977 in South Africa, and they gave my parents the ID card. Well, yeah. Yeah, you buy lots of silver. Silver is the way to go, or if silver's getting too pricey for you, buy copper. Yeah. Keep some cash for yourself, but, and it's only because I'm trying to run things right now. I'm doing a little bit of side jobs, and I just keep some cash kicking around for it. But I can when this all happens, I can burn that for all that matters for me. Any idea when the stock market will crash? No, it's going to crash after the EBS. Okay. I don't know how 47 is going to play this. I know he's on a mission to crash the dollar. He's on a mission to crash that, and what gets thrown into the, gets drained out of the swamp along with that dollar. I don't know what else is going to get drained. I really, at this point, not sure how that it's all going to play out. I do know that the stock market is very malicious. It's very corrupt, along with the COMEX, and the COMEX runs the metals. And now I heard that the COMEX is now stealing physical silver from actual investment holders that are storing their silver there. They're actually stealing it out of their investors' storage to pay off their paper contracts. You see, this is going to be brutal for them. There is going to be fireworks there. Yep. And when they call in, they want their silver back. They're not going to have it. Yeah. How you doing, Cindy and Laverne? Good to see you. Yeah. Well, we'll see. It might not be a big deal. Who knows, right? It might be more, nothing burgers, but I don't think so. I think, this is a big celebration for the 4th of July. This is actually the day that, Americans are actually free. We are actually celebrating something that is actually official. We're not playing any type of, obscure, smoke and mirrors that, are giving us hopes and promises. No. I was here and saw your invite after, but yeah, I'm not sure what you're saying. Yeah. Might not even be for me. Yep. Okay, so, like I said, ICE is there to do their job, and we have a lot of protesters out there fighting that, right? Trying to stop ICE from entering into certain areas to check to see if everybody's got a birth certificate or card that allows them to be in the United States. Otherwise, they're breaking the law. Where is the celebration happening today? I think it's Mount Rushmore. Yeah, that's where the fireworks is going to be, big time. I think they have security. See, Mount Rushmore is a very, very easy place to lock down and control and build security around. So I think they've been working on that for quite some time. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Hey, Gina. Yeah, well, I think there's going to be lots of disclosure happening. I think he's trying to drip feed, the planet, because there's so many sleepers out there. I mean, he doesn't want to cause, mental trauma. There's a lot of people with mental trauma right now, and we don't want to hurt the innocent. There's enough mental illness out there right now that we're having to deal with, right? I mean, I'm seeing mental illness every day. It's we have a lot more mental illness out there than we do sane people. How you doing, Lorraine? Yeah, that's kind of scary, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. How you doing? Okay, so they shut down. They're trying to stop the movie Citizen Vigilante. I don't know if you heard about that. Yeah, Alex, what was this? I'm sorry. I think the fireworks today is in Washington. Well, it could be there too. I think it's going to be all over the place. And I think you're going to see a lot of it inside the Philippines. Because Philippines is so in line with what's going on in the States. They're having their Independence Day there too. So, and the Philippines, I'm telling you, when they do fireworks, I tell you, it's like downtown in 1990, downtown Baghdad. That's what that's like. Anyways, Citizen Vigilante. They're trying to stop it all over the world because they're fearing that the citizens will copycat, the movie and start going on and start cleaning up the city itself from all the criminal 7-Eleven gangbangers. And good on you. I hope you all get into it, right? They don't want people to play the role, as they should help. But I mean, they're all going to be helping clear out the evil. I really think that the lunatic left and the PDEO supporters and these blue hairs and psychotics should have something to fear about. But they have clones amongst them. They have NPCs amongst them. It's all the lunatic mental illness that they all run together. Yeah, they go in. I don't. They maybe hang them up on the wall at night so they can kind of hang there and program themselves. It's so bizarre what's out there right now, and they're all going to get eradicated, and they're all going to get. It's all part of clearing the swamp. So, this is why they're bringing these movies out, such as, Citizen Vigilante, because they're pushing the narrative and planting the seed in humanity's mind about where this is going. Okay? So, yes, the PEDOs should be shaking in their boots and, SHITing their pants right now. Yes, mental health is woke. Yeah, mental health or mental illness equals woke. And all these leaders that are out there doing the globalists, they're all woke. They're all mental illness. They embrace, evil. They embrace it. And I don't want to say the SAT, you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to get into that. Okay, yeah, myself, as far as I'm concerned, my little intake or input on this Citizen Vigilante, I would say let's not do this one by one. Let's go out there and form militia posses and hunt them down. If the military ain't going to do it, then, we do. That's basically what it's going to come down to. Because there's certainly enough of them out there. They're all been, I mean, we're getting that advertised every day. If you go to TikTok and go to, you know, I think I don't know what it's called. I've kind of forgot about it, and I should bring that up again. But it's in Canada worldwide, or Canada wide, you know, and I will get that to you because that's a really, really an important. But you'll see it. You'll come on, and you know it's in TikTok. And if anybody knows what I'm talking about, you know, showing the profiles of the, you know, the PEDOs or the criminals, and I mean they're cops, they're judges, they're lawyers. I mean they're all coming out now. And if anybody's got that name of the site, shout it out, please, and then we can let everybody know so everybody follows. Hello from Portugal. Yes, call them the Grapeses. Yeah. DC will do a big show as usual. Yeah, well, and that's fine. I think DC is going to get turned into something else. I don't know how this is, you know, there's only a certain amount of military level people, generals that know how this thing's going to play out. And I haven't gotten any information from that yet. Look at Carney walking around with a naked blue boy exposing himself. I know. Well, isn't that mental illness? Total exposure. Well, his husband, you know, his wife is a guy. It's the same thing as what they inserted with Obama and Big Mike. You know, they're showing off their mental illness. You know. And like I said, and I'll maintain it. And I don't have a problem against gays if they, you know, stick to yourselves, right? Put it behind closed doors. You know, you don't see us out there walking around with, you know, dropping our pants and showing our junk. I mean, come on, get your shit together. You know, you keep that for, you know, family, or, you know, wives and husbands and whatever, right? Or girlfriends, boyfriends, or whatever. You can watch this, yes. You can watch this for $7. I'm sorry, what are you saying? Explain that to us, Lena. We can watch what on YouTube for $7? Grand Rising, how are you? Clone shops have been shutting down for a while, so they are should be all dying off. Yes, yeah. Well, the clones only have about a maximum 3-year shelf life, right? So I mean, we have to go through the process of that too. But I think and I said it before, it should be mandatory that when the EBS comes and whatever, everybody volunteer.